Hello, everyone. Today I designed a class focused on moon salutation, since it's a full moon here today on February 12th. And also the focus of the class will be to bring expansion and balance to both sides of the body and the mind, as well as our feminine and masculine energies on the left and right sides of the body. Today we'll begin in a seated position. So you can sit cross-legged or on your knees, whatever's most comfortable for you, and find a cushion or a block or something to raise the hips if you need that to keep knees open and the hips and the groin open and your spine lengthened and erect so you can keep from hunching, keep the breath free. And once you're set up and comfortable, come to close the eyes. Start to tune into your breath. Tuning into the breath and its natural rhythm, starting to prepare yourself to focus on a strong practice to harness the energy of the full moon. Again, we'll bring our focus to the three parts breath that we've discussed in previous sessions. So start to bring a little more control over your breath. And on your inhale, focus on first expanding through the abdominal region, and then bringing the inhale into the chest, and then up into the throat, and exhaling a reverse cascade. Now we'll move into a simple calming breath exercise. It's just an equal parts breath with internal counting. I'll count us through the first couple rounds, but then we'll carry on for several more at your own pace of internal counting and breath. So we begin with a nice inhale and a full exhale. And inhale for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold at the top for just a moment. And exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom for a moment. And inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. And exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And pause at the bottom for a moment. And inhale again, continuing the count of 4 at your own internal pace for a few more rounds. remembering your three parts breath. And whenever you've reached your next exhale, you can relax the breath for a moment, letting it settle back into its more natural rhythm. And then gently open your eyes, starting to come into the practice. On your next inhale, reach overhead with the arms, gazing upward, and exhale through the heart center. Inhale again, overhead, exhale down, starting to warm up the breath, getting more expansion. Inhale again, and exhale to the heart center. Now bring your left hand behind you. Bring your right hand onto the left knee and inhale. And exhale gently. First, use your abdominal to come into the twist, and then gently release yourself further by a subtle tug with your right hand to bring you further into the twist. And take a few breaths here. Remembering to support yourself by pressing a little into the left fingers so you're keeping the spine more erect. On your next exhale, come back to the center. Inhale, reach overhead. And exhale down through the heart center. Bring your right hand behind you, this time left hand on the right knee. Inhale here, extend through the spine. And exhale, come into the twist first. Using your abdominal to come into the twist, and then gently tugging yourself with the left hand to come further. And on your next exhale, come back to center. Inhale the hands one more time overhead. Reach long, and exhale to the heart center. And then roll over onto your knees, coming into tabletop. Adjusting your shoulders so they're roughly over the wrists and your knees under your hips. And on an inhale, tug forward or tug back with your hands to pull the chest forward, rounding the spine downward. Coming into our cat-cow flow. And on your exhale, press away a little into the mat to flex the spine upward. Really trying to exhale, fully activating your abs to expel the breath so you can go further into the spinal flexion. Inhale, round down, pulling the chest forward. And exhale, flex the spine upward. And carry on for a few more rounds at your own pace. And with your next inhale, come back to a neutral tabletop. And we'll come to thread the needle, but we won't hold it static. We'll flow in and out of it. On your next inhale, press into the left hand. Inhale the right arm up to the side. Bring your gaze up. And exhale, thread the needle over to the left, bringing your arm and shoulder towards the mat, side of the face towards the mat. And inhale, press again into the left arm, reaching up to the right. Exhale down to the left. And again, inhale upward. Exhale down. And one last inhale to the right. And exhale to tabletop. Coming into the other side. Bring your balance onto the right hand. Activate your fingers to support the wrist. And inhale the left arm up to the side, bringing your gaze up with it. And exhale, thread over to the right. Inhale up to the left. Exhale down and through to the right, bringing your arm and shoulder and side of the head down to the ground. Inhale to the left. And exhale one more time. Inhale up. And exhale to tabletop. And then walk both feet back into a plank where we'll hold for several breaths to start really getting some warmth flowing through the body and starting to strengthen up. Try to keep your hips from tilting downward so you avoid compression on the lower spine. Stay active through all your fingers to support the wrists so the weight isn't just on your wrist joint. And then press away into the mat with your hands to come into a downward dog. And be fluid here, taking any sort of motions you want to do to warm up the back of the legs or your chest or upper back. And then settle into downward dog for a moment. pressing away into the mat, wide and active through all your fingers to press more of your weight into the lower half of the body. And then gaze forward and start to tiptoe to the top of the mat and forward fold with your knees bent a little as the hamstrings are still warming up. And hang heavy here with the arms. And you can even sway back and forth a little or rock back and forward. And with your next inhale, slowly roll up, staying uncoiled at the top until the very end, uncoiling your upper spine and neck into Tadasana. And now we'll move into the main sequence. First, doing one sun salutation to continue warming up the body, as well as to incorporate the sun and the moon. It's a full moon, but it's also the sun that lights the moon. Your next inhale, bend into the knees, raise the hands upward, extend through the spine, and exhale, forward fold, hinging over your hips, staying long in the spine. Inhale, halfway lift, pressing into the ground or your shins. And exhale, step your right foot back, landing on the foot in Warrior One with your back foot facing out at a 45 or so degree angle, and then square your hips to the front as much as you can, roughly aligning your knee and heel in the front and bringing your arms up active next to the ear. And exhale, frame your front foot, square your hips to the front and step back into plank. And lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga down to the ground. Setting up for cobra. Inhaling, activating your back muscles to lift, and then gently pressing in to your hands to raise and pull the chest further forward. Exhale down and press up into plank or tabletop and back to downward dog. Gaze forward and work your right foot towards the top and shuffle your left foot so it's facing out at roughly a 45 degree angle, aligning your front knee and heel, and inhaling the arms up and trying to re-square your hips towards the front of the mat as much as you can. Exhale to the heart center and step up to the top. Both feet meeting at the top and down into Tadasana. And now we'll move into 2 rounds of a moon salutation sequence to honor the full moon and harness the strength that the day of a full moon always seems to inspire. Inhale the hands up overhead. Interlace fingers, leaving the thumb and pointer finger free. Extend through the spine. And exhale over to the left, or a side stretch in a crescent pose. Next exhale, come back to center. Bring the hands down and step your left foot back, feet pointing outward, coming into goddess pose, bending into both knees, activating the glutes to keep the groin forward and open, and cactus, the arms open. And on your next exhale, straighten through the legs, point the left foot towards the back of the mat, pivot your right foot so the heel is in line with the left and making a 90-degree angle, setting up for triangle pose. Inhale here with the arms out in a T and exhale over a slightly bent front knee, reaching first and then coming down, placing your hand on the shin, ankle, or wherever it may land. Reaching your right arm up in line with the left. And if it's comfortable for your neck, bringing the gaze up towards the right thumb. And on your next exhale, bring the right arm down. Come to face the back of the mat. And repivot your right foot out at a 45-degree angle, coming into pyramid pose with the left leg straightened as much as is comfortable and coming into a forward fold over the left leg. And then bend into the left knee, drop your right knee, coming into a low lunge. Point your foot backward, and then inhale up into Chandra Namaskar Asana, moon salutation. Here, coming into a slight back bend, focusing your bend from the thoracic region rather than just your hips. And exhale forward, framing your foot. And we'll come into a side lunge, Skandasana. But here we'll do a variation because normally Skandasana is here with your hips hovering, but for many of you, I know full squatting has been quite a challenge. So we'll come down onto the right knee, toes tucked under that hip, and straighten through your right leg and flex out through the heel. And then coming through a easy squat for a moment with support with the hands. Come up to center. And then pivot your feet to rotate back to the front of the mat, coming into moon salutation, Chandra Namaskar on the other side. First coming into a low lunge on the knee, and then inhaling, your arms up next to the ear, and coming into a back bend, focusing on your chest area. And exhale, frame your front foot, straighten through the back leg, and step up a little bit. And reposition your foot, your left foot, so it's facing out at a 45-degree angle or so, coming into pyramid, forward fold over the right leg. And then pivot your left foot Aligning your heels. First coming all the way up. Arms at a T. Rebending through the right knee just subtly. And exhale, reach forward over the right leg. And then down into triangle. Trying to align your arms. Readjust your hips forward if they're popping back too far. Bring your breath into that left lower abdominal region and hip. And on your next exhale, come back up. Point both feet out at a 45-degree angle. Inhale into goddess, activating your glutes forward to keep the hips open and expand through the chest with cactus arms. And on your next exhale, frame back to the front of the mat. Meet both feet at the top. And inhale, both arms overhead, interlacing fingers again, but keeping the thumb and pointer fingers free. And exhale, crescent over to the right, breathing into the left side body. And exhale back to center. Hands through the heart center and down to the side. And relax for a moment and scan your body for any openings you feel. Maybe your breath feels a little freer and deeper. Maybe you feel some opening in the hips starting to happen. Or scan yourself for any areas of tightness that you need to be mindful of. And now we'll begin a second moon salutation series, starting on the other side. Inhale the arms up overhead, interlace your fingers, pointer finger free. Reach and exhale to the right. Back to center, hands down. Step your right foot back, setting up for goddess pose. Feet pointed outward. And on your inhale, bend into knees, activate the glutes and bring the arms up into a cactus to open the chest. Exhale, straighten the legs. Pivot your feet for triangle. Feet 90 degrees. Heels aligned. Bend into your front knee a little bit. Bring the arms out into a T. And on an exhale, reach forward over the right foot. Before reaching down towards your shin or ankle and bringing the left arm in line with the right. And gaze upward at the left thumb. And then bring your left arm down. Pivot towards the back of the mat. Reposition your left foot out at a 45 or so degree angle. Coming into pyramid, a forward fold over your right leg. Straightening through the right leg as much, but not locking the joint. And then dropping your left knee on the ground for low lunge. Inhaling up into Chandra Namaskar. Slight back bend from your thoracic. Exhale forward. And we'll come into Skandasana on the right. Coming onto your knee, toes tucked, left leg out straight and flexing through the heel, sitting back onto your heel if possible, hands at the heart. And then support yourself with your hands, coming for a moment into a supported squat. And then pivoting back again towards the top of the mat. Dropping the right knee, setting up in low lunge, and inhaling up into Chandra Namaskar Asana. And back bending from your chest area. Exhale forward, straighten through the back leg, step the right foot up just a little bit, and straighten through the left leg, coming into pyramid pose, forward fold over the left leg. And pivot your right foot to align the heels, making a 90-degree angle. Inhale up, setting up for pyramid, or triangle, sorry. Bringing the arms out in a T, rebending through the left knee just a little, and exhaling, reaching forward with the left arm before folding to the side, bringing the right arm overhead in line with the left, and trying to actively bring your hips a little forward to increase the stretch on the right side body. Next exhale, use the abs to support yourself coming up. Pivot, feet out, facing outward. And on your inhale, bend into the knees. Activate your glutes and bring the arms out in a cactus to open the chest for a few deep inhales into the chest area here in goddess pose. And then bring the hands to the heart center, square back to the front, and step up your right foot to meet the left at the top, relaxing your hands down to the side into Tadasana. And again, relax your breath here, just be mindful of its natural rhythm. And also scan your body for how it might feel different from it did at the beginning of the practice, or especially compared to the first time you were standing here in Tadasana before the sun and two moon salutations. And inhale up one last time. Interlace your fingers again and reach long. One last full body extension. And exhale, forward fold over the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, bend through your knees, Bring the hands down behind you. Just sit on your bum. And again, finding a comfortable seat. We'll be here again for a bit, so use whatever props you might have used at the beginning of practice. So you can sit with good posture in the spine, as well as staying open in the knees, hips, and groin. And today we'll close practice with another pranayama, a breath exercise, and a meditation. But then I'll put some music on afterward to close the practice, so you can take Shavasana if you feel like it. So once you've found a comfortable seat, close your eyes. And again, come back to your breath. First, just witness its natural rhythm. But also sort of do a scan and see if it feels different than it did at the beginning of the practice. A little less restricted. We'll do alternate nostril breathing, since today's class was focused on balancing the left and the right side of the body. This is an exercise of breath that is supposed to balance your Ida and Pingala energies, your left and right, the feminine and masculine, the moon and sun. So bring your pointer finger of your right hand, pointer finger and middle finger, in between the eyebrows, pressing gently on the forehead. And right thumb will be used to close the right nostril, and pinky and ring finger will be used to close the left nostril. And we'll begin with the left, continuing with that count of 4 that we used at the beginning. And I will assist us through the first 2 rounds, and then we'll carry on for several more at your own pace of internal counting. So first, close the right nostril with the right thumb, and inhale through the left for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Close both nostrils and hold for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Open the right nostril and exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale through the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close both nostrils and hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the left and exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale through the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close and hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the right and exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale through the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close and hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the left and exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. And now hold at the bottom. 4, 3, 2, 1. And now continue your next round and a few more at your own pace of internal breathing. And you can even modify it to challenge yourself a little more, increasing the count of the breath retention to 6 or 8. Or if it's too much of a challenge, you can omit the exhale retention, which is sometimes the biggest challenge. And wherever you are, we'll complete this round as our last, where your exhale from the left nostril completes the end of a round. But finish your cycle wherever you're at, finishing on the left exhale. We'll meet back, relaxed, in a comfortable seated position with the eyes closed still. And practice with just a simple meditation using the breath as our point of focus. Stay here for a few minutes, just witnessing your breath and meditating on it, trying to control it, as well as not trying to control any thoughts. Just let them come and go without judgment. The purpose of practicing meditation isn't always to just rid yourself of thoughts. They'll naturally come and go spontaneously, but part of the practice is, for me at least, to just sit and let thoughts arise and go, whether they're good, bad, neutral, or anxious thoughts. You can practice just sitting with the body in relaxation while having any sort of thought, and then bringing your attention back to the breath. Sit here for a few minutes. And in your own time, you can lay down into Shavasana whenever you feel. Leave you there for the rest of the session. Hoping the class brought you expansion and relaxation in the body and breath, as well as some strength to harness the energy of today's full moon. Or if you're practicing this at a different time, in whatever phase of the moon it is. You were practicing.